Greetings, it's Ian from Artioia. Welcome to Summer Dozens, where we've been doing bands that have got 12 albums in their catalogue. And this week we're going to have a look at Pearl Jam. Now, I'm not a big fan, as you know, of grunge, but I particularly like Pearl Jam because I think they've got a little bit more melodic feel to them. Formed in Seattle, Washington State in 1990, and they are definitely one of the key grunge movement of the early bands. One of the most influential bands of the decade as well. Had a few different lineups, but it's sort of around Eddie Vedder or Vader and Mike McCready sort of been there, Matt Cameron and stuff. So they've had 12 albums. Now some I like, some I don't. So if you're a huge fan of this band, you probably won't, I probably won't have the same sort of views as you, but I do like listening to their music now and again. So we'll have a look at their 12 albums. So coming in at number 12 is the second album from 1993, and it's called Verses. Playing on here on lead vocals and rhythm guitar on a couple of tracks is Eddie Vedder, Mike McCready on lead guitar, Stone Gossard on the rhythm, Jeff Ament on bass, and Dave Abruzzi on the drums. First track on this one is Go, my favourite track on the album. It's a great opening track. It's got some great drumming on here from Dave Abruzzi. Pretty solid track. Then we get Animal. It's okay. It's not one of my favourites, but it's got a good beat to it. Daughter. I'm not a big fan of this song either. I just don't know, there's something about it. Glorified G, another pretty sort of solid track. Dissident, very commercial sounding, but it's got a really good beat to it. There's nothing wrong with that one. WMA, I think the drumming on this from Dave is a little different. I think the vocal, I think Eddie's just trying a tad too hard on that one. Then we have Blood. I love the riffs on this, and the drum seems a little bit tinny. I don't know if they got the mix right or not. Rearview Mirror. I like that one. It's got a real good rhythm on it. I mean, I think that is Eddie Vedder doing some extra guitar on it. Really gives to it. Second favourite track on the album is Rats. I love the bass line on here from Jeff. It's a really, really good one. Great vocal from Eddie on that one. Super track. Elderly woman behind the counter in a small town. It's got a semi-acoustic feel to it, and I think it's a really good track. Leash, not too bad. It's got some nice riffs on that one as well. Indifference, it's far too long for me. Yeah, you have a great debut, and then it's always difficult to come up with a good follow-up album. I don't think this has got the same power, although it has got some good tracks on it. But I shall still give it an RTO ranking of 6 out of 10. Okay, then coming in at number 11, we have the fourth album from 1996, and this one is called No Code. We've got Eddie Vedder on lead vocals, Jeff Ament on the bass, guitars Stone Gossard, Mike McCready on guitars and pianos, and drummer this time is Jack Irons. First track is called Sometimes. Now this is a really good track. It's a strange opening track because it's quite chilled out. It's got some really nice guitar work from Mike McCready on this. Excellent opener. Although it's quite mellow, it's still a very good track. Hail Hail, some great guitar from both Mike and Stone on here. It's another real strong vocal from Eddie as well. Who Are You? There's some interesting percussion on here from Jack Irons. I'm not a big fan of it, to be quite honest. In My Tree, bass from Jeff is brilliant. Not a bad track. But my favourite on this is called Smile. It's got some harmonica on, which I love, and Mike's guitar work is pretty decent on this one. Off he goes. It's a little bit long, although there has some nice phases of guitar on that. Really good. Habit, second favourite track from this album. This heavy rocks. It's a fantastic vocal from Eddie. I do like that track. Red Mosquito, not a fan of this. Some of that distorted guitar just doesn't fit for me. Then we've got Looking, maybe the shortest track on here, but it's one of the best. Absolutely powerhouse track. Past Tense. I'm just glad that 3/4 of the way through this it actually picks up, because I mean, it's 5 minutes and 46. It takes a long time for it to get going because the first bit is quite dull. There's only one way to put it. It doesn't go anywhere, but then you get it does come to life. Mankind. Now this Stone sings on this, and it's not a bad track. I do like it. I'm Open. Very strange track. I'm not really into that. And the last track on this one, Around the Bend. I love the acoustic guitar on this. Nice lead guitar as well. Sort of a gentle semi-acoustic, and I think it's a pretty decent track to end the album. Yeah, definitely a mixed bag on here. It has got some tracks on here that I really like, and then there's some I'm not so keen on. But it's still half a decent album, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 6.2. Okay, coming in at number 10, we have the third album, and this is called Vitalogy, and it's the last album to feature drummer Dave Abruzzi, who was fired from the band before the recording was finished, and he was initially replaced by session drummer, and then who became the official drummer, the former Red Hot Chili Pepper drummer, Jack Irons. So it's Eddie Vedder, or Vedder. What do I call him? Vader. Jeff Emmett, Stone Gaffard, Mike McCready, and the drumming is Dave Abruzzi and Jack Irons on something, and drums also Jimmy Shoaf on one track. Last exit. She'll start again. Last exit. This is one of them raw plug in and go tracks. Plug the instruments in, press record, and go. Great track. Fine vocal from Eddie. Spin the Black Circle. Very funky. And it just didn't work for me. It feels like Eddie kept losing his place. Not for you. It sort of plods along for nearly 6 minutes. Doesn't do anything really. Tremor Christ. I like this. I love the backing vocals on it. Some interesting drumming. Not quite sure who plays the drums on this track, but it's pretty good. My favourite track on here is a thing called Nothing Man. It's nice, gentle guitar, and it's a great vocal. I like these tracks like this where they're sort of half acoustic, half not. It really is good. Then Whipping is a good little rocker here, and the riffs. The rhythm on this from Stone is really good. It really gets the track going. Pry 2. It's just a load of noise. It's 1 minute and 3 seconds that I can't get back. Corduroy. I really like this. I like the drumming and the guitars work well on that. Bugs. Another strange track. It now sounds like it's got a bit of accordion in it. Bit strange. Not a fan of it though. Satan's Bed isn't too bad. Got a really nice riff, but I love the guitar solo on that. It's pretty decent. Better Man. I think this is one of the best songs on the album. Some lovely guitar work on that one. And then I Davina. Interesting track. Immortality. I like the singing at the beginning, and then you get this little instrumental thing and some really nice guitar touches on that track. Then we have Hey, Foxy, More Fandle, Mama. That's me, aka Stupid Mop. It's 7 minutes and 23 seconds of my life I just can't get back. I didn't like it. As ever, Pearl Jam do come up with some interesting tracks on the album. You can't accuse them of being boring. They have some highlights on this album though, and I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 6.3. Okay, then coming in at number 9, the 12th album from 2024, so it's the most current album, and it is called Dark Matter. Eddie Vedder, Mike McCready, Stone Gossard, Jeff Ament, and your drummer now is Matt Cameron. Some additionals on here. We've got Andrew Watt, who plays on a couple of tracks. Josh Klingerhofer does piano and keyboards and a bit of guitar, and Mark Smith on the backing vocals on Running. Sacred Affair. Love this. The drumming from Matt is fantastic. Really, really good opening track. React, Respond, a real upbeat track with some great riffs and a little bit of intricates on there. It's an excellent track. Then we get Wreckage, a more gentler track. I love the guitar work on this. Absolutely brilliant. Then we have Dark Matter. Lovely drumming from Matt on this. The bass line from Jeff is really good as well. Solid track all the way through. Won't Tell, my second favourite track on here. It's melodic. It's got some excellent riffs, edgy sound, and Eddie has done a fine vocal on that one. My favourite track though is Upper Hand. There's some keyboards on it, which really adds to it. It's a very melodic track. I think they've got this mature album sound now. It's really good. Waiting for Stevie, another solid track, another fine performance on the vocals from Eddie. Running, I do love Jeff's bass line. Absolutely killer. Really drives the song along. Something Special, pretty solid. Nice guitars, just a really good track. Setting Sun. Oh, sorry, Got to Give. Another solid track. Matt's drumming on that is really good as well. And Setting Sun. It's one of them sort of semi-acoustic songs, which I love when this band do it. There's a little bit of progressive rock in there as well. Some of the drumming, really good. I think this is a pretty solid album. There's not a bad track on here. You know, they've really changed from, and they've matured, and you know, they're keeping relevant in a good way. So I'm going to give that an RTO ranking of 6.5. Okay, coming in at number 8, the 11th album from 2020, and it is called Gigaton. Eddie doing the vocals as ever, Mike and Stone doing the guitars, Jeff as ever on that bass, Matt Cameron on the drums. First track on this one is called Whoever Said. One of the best opening tracks on any of their albums. It's really good. That solid riff strikes you, and then you get the little intricate guitars from Mike. Excellent track. Super Blood Wolf Moon. Love the start of this. I like the little bit of drumming intro from Matt. In comes that really strong riff. Good track. Dance of the Clairvoyants. Now this has got a really good bass line, and then you get this sort of 80s new wave keyboarding, which you don't expect, but it really works. The drumming is really good on here. It's an interesting time signature, but it's really good. Then we get Quick Escape. One of the best guitar solos on this album. It's got an interesting effect on it, but the bass line for me from Jeff is just killer. All Right, a different sort of track. It's got some nice tones on it, a little bit different for them, and it works. 7 O'Clock, second favourite track on the album. I think the keyboards really make it. If it weren't for that keyboard bit, I think it would be a little bit, not boring, but not as much depth. But the keyboard just gives it that extra dimension. Never Destination, solid track. Can't go wrong with that one. Take the Long Way. Short, sharp, lots of energy, great playing, great singing. Buckle Up, another really nice melodic track, and it's one of the best vocals from Eddie on the album. Come Then Goes, a bit too long for an acoustic, but towards the end you do get this fantastic guitar solo from Mike McCready. Then my favourite track on here is a thing called Retrograde. Again, it's got a killer guitar solo from Mike McCready, and I do like that. And the last track, River Cross. Interesting. Now, I don't know if it's an harmonium or it sounds like one of them old pumper organs, you know, in churches where there's a person playing the organ, there's someone there pumping the air into it, and it works. It gives it a little extra edge. That's a good track to end the album. There's a lot of melodic tracks on here, and that's why I really do like this album. You know, they've toned it down a little bit, and I think it's super. It's up there. Very underrated, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 6.6. Okay then, I need a drink. It's really hot and dry already. Oh, that's better. Right. Coming in at number 7 from 2006, the 8th album, and it's just simply called Pearl Jam. We've got Eddie Vedder, Jeff Ament, Matt Cameron, Stone Gossard and Mike McCready. First track, Life Wasted. I love that twinny guitar riff from both Mike and Stone. That's really in sync, in the groove, and it's a really good track. Worldwide Suicide, another solid track, some great riffs, great drumming from Matt on this as well, super track. Comatose, a real gritty song, but the bit in the middle when the bass and the guitar solo follow each other like a lost, you know, you got the guitar solo and it's like a lost dog following you around. It really is a terrific track. Severed Hand, the riffs are brilliant in this. There's a little, I don't know what tones they've used, but it really does give it some extra zing. Marker in the Sand, I love Matt's drumming on this. But the vocal from Eddie is really strong as well. Parachutes is the next one, my favourite track on here. And it's another fine example of it. Being simple proves that they're very good musicians. You don't have to have all these heavy riffs all the time. Just a gentle sort of track with a fine vocal from Eddie. Unemployable, very solid track again. Does what it says on the tin. Big Wave. There's some great guitar riffs and there's some real long notes on this. I like these long lingering notes. It really works well. Then we have Gone. Gentler song and fine vocal from Eddie. Then we get a bit of 53 seconds of Wasted again, I don't know why. Army Reserve, simple arrangement, simple song, well executed. Come Back. The beginning of this is quite deceiving. You get this little drum bit and then a riff comes in and you think, oh, this is going to be gentle, but then you get the power of the sort of power riff. And then it goes back into a melodic track. Really confusing, but it's well executed again. Inside Job, some nice guitar on this. There's a lovely little piano piece in this which really adds to it. This is a very consistent band, I think. I don't think they've ever really put out a really bad album in their career. So this is another excellent album. So I shall give this one an RTO ranking of 7 out of 10. Coming in at number 6, 5th album, 1998, Yield. Eddie, Jeff, Stone, Mike and Jack Irons is on the drums on this one. First track is my favourite track. It's one of them real gritty tracks with lots of effects on the guitars to start us off. The Brain of Jay. Really good. Then we have Faithful. Now the strumming on this at the beginning is very simple. And then it just hitting the top, tapping the rims. But the vocal is a little bit off from Eddie on that one. I don't know what went wrong. Then we have No Way, quirky. Love the riffs on this. Short, sharp, punchy, excellent track. Given to Fly, some great drumming from Jack on this. I love how this builds up towards the end. It's one of them tracks that sort of grows and grows. Wishlist, the highlight of this track is the guitar solo. I love the tone he gets on that guitar. Pilot, it's one of those tracks you have to listen to in the headphones because the guitars go in between. The guitars sort of play off each other and then they speak to you in your headphones. It really is a good track. Do the Evolution, another good track that actually does sound brilliant under the headphones. The percussion is great, and the it seems to go between each speaker, very good. And then we get a track called The Colour Red or Red Bar, and on the sleeve it's just got a red circle. It's got some steel drums, it's got a little bit of a steel, the Caribbean steel drum. It sounds really good, it's really interesting. And then we have MFC, a 2.5 short belter, some great riffs. Low Light, so one of them semi-acoustic tracks, simple arrangement, a great vocal from Eddie, and some nice guitar work from Mike. In Hiding, it's one of those tracks that starts off with some gentle guitar and it builds up, and Jack sort of builds that tempo with the changing his drumming a little bit. Some really good track. Then we got Push Me, Pull Me, weird track. And then we have All Those Yesterdays. It's all right. It's sort of towards the end of the album sort of thing. And then this little hidden trap. It's percussion and clapping that speeds up. There are a couple of tracks on here that I didn't think needed to be on the album, but take away them tracks and you've got an excellent album. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 7.2. Coming in at number 5, album number 6 from 2000, Binaural. I can't say that word for toffee. It's Eddie Vedder, Jeff Emmett, Matt Cameron, Stone Gossard and Mike McCready. Track 1, Breakerful, one of my favourite tracks on the album. It's got a sort of late 60s, early 70s sound. Brilliant track. God's Dice, another short, sharp 2.5 minute song with an absolutely belter bass line from Jeff. Evacuation, some nice backing vocals on here, pretty solid track. Then we have my favourite on here, it's called Light Years. It's just got a very psychedelic guitar solo on it, and that's probably why I really like it. It really brings the track to life. Musically, it is very intricate as well. Nothing As It Seems, stunning guitar solo from Mike McCready on that. He's a really good guitar player. Thin Air, second favourite track. I love the vocals from Eddie, and he's got a really good tone. I don't know what they did to it, but it works very well. Insignificance, the drumming from Matt is brilliant. It's one of them rolling drums. I always like a rolling drum beat. The guitar work, especially the rhythm from Stone, is excellent on that one. Off the Girl, not a fan of this. It's a little bit disjointed. It seems like it's two ideas being put together. Grievance, it's got some nice little riffs in that one. Always, I like these short, sharp tracks. And then we've got Revival. The drum time signature is really different, very more progressive than rock, but it's got another killer guitar solo on it. Sleight of Hand, ambient and atmospheric, some really nice tones on the guitars on that one. Soon Forget, another little short track. Sounds like it's being played on the ukulele. It's really good. And the last track, Parting Ways, love this track. I like the sort of little one-stroke chords and the backing vocals. Then you get a little bit of violin on it, which gives it a little bit more atmosphere. Great track to end the album. I think this is a pretty good album. The track, the last track with the violin is just, you know, a bit of a curveball. Really adds to it. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 7.5. Okay, coming in at number 4, we have the 7th album from 2002. It is called Riot Act. Eddie, Jeff, Matt, Stone and Mike. First track, Can't Keep. I like Eddie's vocals on this because he changes his tone 3 times in the song, and he does it with effortlessly. Brilliant how he does that. Save You is the next track. My favourite track on here. I think I love it because it's just got one of the best bass lines Jeff has ever put down on vinyl or on tape, whatever what they do these days. It's just brilliant. And you got the other 2 just playing around that bass line. Really strong track. Then we have Love Boat Captain. What makes this track? It's not the guitars, but it's that keyboard that sort of underlines and runs through the track. Crop Duster, catchy sort of riff. I love it at the beginning. More great drumming from Matt. Can't go wrong with that one. Ghost. Now Matt's drumming on this is really good. It's sort of different to the rest of the song, but it really adds to it. I Am Mine, another great track. This track though reminds me of some of that sort of acoustic-y sound from REM. It's got that feel to it. It's a really good uplifting track as well. Thumb in My Way, a really nice acoustic track. Now I think their unplugged stuff is really good. I mean, I love their unplugged album, which we'll look at another day, but it's very, very good track. You Are, again, Matt's time signature on the drum is totally different. Now, considering this is technically a grunge band, he's drumming on this is more prog. It really is good. Get Right, short, sharp track. Great riffs, great solo. Green Disease, solid track, more great drumming from Matt. He's really fine performance on this album. Then we get Help Help. Once again, I like the beginning of this track because of the drumming, and then it sort of progresses from a gentle and it just builds up. Really good. Then we have Bush Leaguer. This starts off really heavy. You go, whoa, this is going to be powerful all the way through. Then it goes into a gentle phase. There's a bit of speech from Eddie, and it really does work. Then we get Half Full. I love the riffs in this. Hooks you in straight away. Arc, very short, but it is brilliant. It's them doing some a cappella singing. Eddie's brilliant on this. The backing sounds more like an African tribe chant. Very eerie. I know it's only on for a minute, but it's quite good. And then the last track, All of None. This is a very short, sharp, solemn, very simple. There's some jazzy drumming on this, and it's got an incredible solo on it. Great album, and as I said, I think this has got some of Matt's best drumming that he's done with Pearl Jam. Some of the, especially that last track, it's got a more of a jazzy drum beat to it. Fabulous drumming on this. So I shall give this an RTO ranking of 7.7. Okay, coming in at number 3, we got the 10th album from 2013, Lightning Bolt. Solid out lineup now. Eddie, Jeff, Matt, Stone and Mike. We've got some additional personnel. Anna Marie Colhoun on strings and Boone Gasper on piano and Brendan O'Brien on keyboards and guitar. And he happened to do the production as well. First track, Gateway. One of my favourite tracks on the album. Excuse me a minute. Oh dear. That's better. Right. I love how it starts. You got the bass and drums sort of bringing you into the track, and then the guitars come in. It's such a catchy track. Mind Your Manners. Another favourite of mine. I love that rapid vocal from Eddie. and then you got the engineering room of Matt and Jeff keeping the song alive. Really good stuff. My Father's Son. Matt and Jeff are just continuing in on their excellent groove from the previous track. Really good. Sirens, another good track. Gentleness with a hint of aggression. Lightning Bolt. I love that intro riff. And put the bass on top of it, gives it a real deep sound. Again, some fine drumming from Matt. Infallible, good track. Vocal from Eddie on this is superb. Just one of the best vocals he's done. Pendulum is very ambient for Pearl Jam. I think it's got some lovely guitar tones and a really nice percussion. It really works. Swallowed, acoustic start, one of my favourite starts. Eddie's vocal is such good. Let the Records Play, my favourite track. Catchy, it's one of their most catchy songs. The riff gets you hooked straight away. Sleeping by Myself. The guitar work on this is very 60s and it really works. Yellow Moon is another of them acoustic sort of guitar tracks. Some super drumming again from Matt. And the last one, Future Days, another acoustic track with a great vocal from Eddie. No filler on here. Top to bottom of quality songs. Really enjoy this album. So I shall give this an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 2, the 9th album from 2009, Backspacer. Eddie, Jeff, Matt, Stone and Mike. We've got additionals on here. Interesting this is. Bruce Andrus horn, Justin Burns violin, Richard Dean horn, Danny Lufer cello, Kathy Lynn viola, Brendan O'Brien piano, Christopher Pilgrim violin and Sue Welty on the horn. Gonna See My Friend. It's just a good bit of old-fashioned rock and roll. Great track. Get Some. I love the drumming for Matt at the beginning. It's got more of that rolling sound and they've got a really great Jeff Armett bass line to go on top of that. The Fixer. The bass line is great. Another fine vocal from Eddie. Johnny guitar, I really like this. It's so simple, but the vocal is stunning. Just Breathe, second favourite track on here. The string arrangement really adds to it, but the strings really are super on that. It's not the sort of thing you expect. Amongst the Wise, love the guitar work, simple tapping of the rims from Matt, brilliant. Unthought Known, I love this track. I love the piano. I think it's Brendan O'Brien. It's one of those tracks that's sort of, I could imagine REM doing this. It's that good. What a great track. Supersonic. I think this has got one of the heaviest and hard-hitting riffs on a Pearl Jam album. It's 2 minutes and 38 seconds, but it's so good. Speed of Sound is next. Another great track. I like the gentle sound on it. I love the melody of this track. Force of Natures is probably one of the best vocals from Eddie on the whole album. And the track at the end is called The End. It's got guitars, horns, brilliant. This is their best album from the 21st century. It's amazing how they've changed their sound. They are not frightened to experiment. And I think this is a super album, so I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 8.3. But my number one, if you haven't guessed, is the debut album from 1991, 10. So we've got Eddie Vedder, Jeff Jeff Ament, Stone Gossard, Mike McCready, and we've got Dave Crewson on the drums. First track is Once. Killing opening track. I love the drumming by Dave Crewson on it. And then the guitar between Stone and Mike is great. It's such a great opening track. Even Flow. Not just my favourite track on the album, it's my favourite track by them. I remember this. It's one of their biggest songs. But I was really impressed with this. and I've always liked listening to that track. Alive, another great vocal from Eddie. Super stuff. Why Go, second favourite. Jeff's bass line is pretty good. The guitar work from Stone and Mike, fantastic. Black, love the piano on this, really adds to this track. Jeremy, I love the string sound at the beginning, and it's that bass line from Jeff that really is great. Oceans, Dave's drumming on this. It's got a lovely ambience, a fantastic vocal from Eddie. Then we get Porch, another great bass line from Jeff, drives the song along. Garden, probably got my favourite guitar solo from Mike. Brilliant. Then we have Deep. It's a real great grungy sound with a killer guitar on it as well. Release. Gentle, love the guitar tones, and then you get this hearing in track, and the drumming from Dave is awesome. Okay. I'm not a big grunge fan, as you know, but I think this is one of the best grunge albums ever made. I think it's even better than Nevermind by Nirvana. I think that, as I said, I think this has got more melodic to it. It's not just power riffs and things, especially with the drumming on all their albums. The drumming, it really does add to this. I just love this album, so I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 8.5. So there we go, a little bit of grunge, a little bit of Pearl Jam, doesn't go amiss. Okay, that's all for today. I think it's going to be a real hottie today. Don't forget, no live stream tomorrow because I'm at a concert. But there will be a what's on next week little video made, so you can see what's happening next week. So what have we got tomorrow? Because I will be doing videos. We've got a sophomore drone, and this one's a good one. Two great singers-songwriters, one from Canada and one from America. It's Bob Dylan against Gordon Lightfoot. And then we've got Pick a Mix, and tomorrow it's in the camera's view, and we're going to be having a look at a Who concert from 2005, and it's one of John Entwistle's final performances with the band before he sadly passed away. So have a great day today. Keep cool, we certainly will. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.